I'm on my way to the a small little auto show, Chinese makers auto show here in Zhongshan. This is the exposition center, but I always get sidetracked by these street vendors with the food. So delicious, so bad for you, but really good. Now, I'm told that there will be some foreign brands here, such as, Nissan and Toyota and Honda, but I'm more interested in some of the Chinese brands and some of the new cars that the Chinese are coming out with. They're considerably cheaper than a foreign brand. I mean, you look at this little SUV here for, 66,000 RMB. I mean, that's pretty good price. They are notorious for being lower quality as far as their longevity, but I don't even know how to pronounce these, to be honest. But you can get into a brand new car for a relatively cheap price, especially compared to the foreign offerings, which are heavily taxed. Water makers for your home here. That looks pretty cool. I don't know what that is, something in Toyota, but when you first walk in, you're bombarded by a sea of salespeople and marketing people from all the different brands. This is just Toyota. You can see it. You walk anywhere near these guys and they're going to jump on you. This is the international version of the Ford Explorer. It's a little beefier, higher set, and of course you have the Mustang, which is a very popular car in China, but very expensive. Yeah, when you walk down the aisles, I mean, you're bombarded on both sides by marketing guys just trying to get you to sign papers, get their WeChat, whatever. It's quite quite impressive. EcoSport, that just came out in the States, but it's been selling all throughout the world, including here in China. It's actually the best-selling compact SUV in the world. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not that impressed with it. There are better offerings than that. This is Borgward, which is a strange name for a car company. Borgward. Very odd. It says since 1919. That's interesting. SUVs are a big deal here. You can see that this floating iPad thing in the center is on almost every SUV here now. This is their higher end model with the flat paint job. I kind of dig it. The interior is actually very nice. They look great. Design has come a long way. Chinese people will tell you that quality is not quite up to par with the foreign brands. This is Geely. Geely. Geely is a brand that's very popular in China. It's actually one of the better quality cars from what I've been told by my Chinese friends. And then you have Sanling, or Mitsubishi, which is actually a really good car company, at least here in China. And they don't have the Montero. They just have these little SUVs here today. Lexus is of course, a highly sought after brand. You see them a lot. And Hyundai is making some big strides too, especially in the Chinese market. They're really going after the Chinese SUV market. This one's kind of interesting. Encino. Buick has long been the king of American luxury cars in China. They sell more Buicks in China than they do in America, really. But Cadillac has come a long way. Now everyone loves Cadillacs, especially the smaller SUV right here, which is very popular. Smart cars are made fun of here as well, actually. But Mercedes, I think BMW has a leg up on Mercedes as far as brand recognition. This is Kia. Not as well known as the Hyundai, but very nice. So there's a Chinese brand that I actually don't know the name of. I can't pronounce it. There's so many Chinese brands. It looks like it might be a partnership with Mitsubishi. Here's another brand that I've never seen before, Leopard. Many of these car companies are regional here in China. They come from different parts of China. And they're more popular in the area where they're built. For example, BYD is built in Shenzhen, and that's pretty much the only place that they're sold. These are beautiful models everywhere. This is SWM. Never heard of this brand before. After a while, they all kind of look alike. Subaru. Nobody tends to like Subaru here. Infiniti. This is the new Q60. I actually had the Q35 and a Q37S many years ago, and this is the newest iteration of the coupe. I love those cars. This one looks very similar to the 37, but I think it looks great. Volkswagen. Of course, this is FA Volkswagen. This isn't real Volkswagen. They're made in China with a Chinese company, and so they're considerably cheaper than a real Volkswagen that's imported. They have a little bit different components, a lower quality of plastic, lower quality of steel, and a lower, older engine. This is the Landwind, which is this is the newer model, but it's often referred to as the Land Rover Evoque knockoff. I mean, you can see it's very similar to a Land Rover Evoque, both inside and out. And it's made by Landwind. I have a friend of mine, a client that actually has one of these, and it's really nice, but I don't think it's near the quality of a Land Rover. Brand that I don't know how to pronounce the name of. It's really, really loud in here. You cannot talk to anybody. Behind me is DS. Beautiful lady showing off the car. Avant-garde. I'm not quite familiar with this one. Then you have Link. This is a new company that I've never seen before. Interesting design. Chinese are famous for knocking off ideas. It looks like this one has the headlights down here, and these are running lights, similar to the Jeep Cherokee or the older Jeep Cherokee. Not a bad looking SUV though. Dance time for SAIC and MG. Renault. I see these more and more on the roads here, cars. This is a brand, I don't recall the name of it, but it's often referred to as the Mazda knockoff. I mean, even the logo looks like a Mazda, but a lot of their cars are also very Mazda-like, especially their SUVs, and then they have a sedan over there that looks just like a Mazda 6. The interior looks just like one of the Ford SUVs. And it's funny, right next to the Mazda knockoff is the actual Mazda. Which is a very popular brand that's known for good quality cars, very sporty. Everyone seems to love these. Smaller SUVs dominate the market here, so the CX-3 and the CX-5 do extremely well here in China. Curious, this one still has like plastic on the wheels and doesn't look like much of a show car. It looks like it's straight from the factory actually. Very tiny, very small inside. There's another car company I'm not familiar with, Venusia, I think. I'm not quite sure. They look like just like every other car company out here. Here's another Volkswagen. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Hondas are very popular, especially for the DD drivers. Nissan is not as popular. In fact, they do sell, but not as well as they do in the States. I see these. This is a Trumpchi. You can see the name of the brand is Trump. And they just announced that they're going to eliminate the name of this car from the brand because of Trump. They don't like to be associated with Donald Trump. So you can see on the back, Trump G for now, but starting next year, or actually this year, they're going to stop using that brand name. And it's over there on that car too. To all the cars inside, you also have these little displays of the cars outside. And these are the brands that are not as rich as those that are indoors. So these are a lot cheaper brands, smaller car companies, newer car companies that just advertise out in the parking lot. And even though the quality of Chinese cars is notoriously bad, they are getting better. The Chinese government and the companies are really encouraging this. They want to start exporting many of these brands to other countries. In fact, they've already started doing it. You can buy Chinese cars in Australia and in South Africa, and hopefully soon in America. But the only reason why they can't is because they cannot pass the safety standards in the States. You look at some of the crash tests between just a regular Ford or a Chevy compared to a Chinese car, and it's scary. I mean, just look it up online, you'll be able to see it. So riding in a Chinese car is comfortable. I mean, especially a new one, they seem just as good as any others. But the grade of the steel, the grade of the plastics, the technology under the hood is still about a decade behind that of Europe and the States, because that's what everyone says. But don't count them out. I really honestly believe that in the next couple of years, Chinese cars will be something that other car manufacturers are going to have to contend with, because manufacturing costs here are so cheap. If they can get the quality standards up to par and the safety standards up to par, Chinese car companies are going to start making a big splash in the international market. So they're not quite there yet, but they'll be there soon. Mark my words.